Hey,
Where
that's
we
it.
go?
Am I on? Testing. 1, 2. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to this miraculous Sunday at New Thought Center of Hawaii. My name is Stephen Goss, and I'm the facilitator or the silly-tator for today. We're here to celebrate, to do that, and Drew Womack is our great musician and also our guest speaker presenter for today.
Yay!
Yay, let's hear it for Drew. Drew's actually been a professional musician most of his life and pretty successful at it. I know that you'd like to know more about, and you will know more about Drew. He's going to be introduced more fully on in the program, and he's going to play several more times, at least a few, before he speaks. So this would be an okay time for people to take out their devices like their telephones and put them on airplane mode so the rings don't disturb the music or the meditation or something. So, well, I'm reminding everybody I should probably do that. It's happened before where I didn't. I just took out my wallet.
Me too. I just go. You got to remember to take them off airplane.
Got to hold on to stuff around here. I always go, oh, I never get any phone calls. And sure enough. Okay, we got that handled. See? Anyways, as you can see, there's been some changes in today's program, and it's all perfect. It's all divinely perfect. So I was just trying to see if anybody noticed. So and so we're going to start out right now with a reading from the Science of Mind magazine by Pasha McGregor.
Is this okay, Stephen? Oh, wait, I can bend it here. That's right.
Multi-functions.
Okay. Okay, so the title of the reading is Keep Dancing. The first quote is from Vivian Green. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And the second quotation is from Ernest Holmes. We may stumble, but always there is that eternal voice, forever whispering in our ear, that thing which causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings and sings. And here's the little story. Let's see. It's a new month since last week. So this is by a religious science minister named Reverend Sally Robbins. Okay. Her drama school teachers told her, "You don't have talent and you're not photogenic." She enrolled in the school to follow her dream of being an actress. Luckily, Lucille Ball didn't listen to those teachers. In her autobiography, Ball shared how her teachers were gaga over a blonde with beautiful eyes, Betty Davis. There was no love for Ball, however, and after a few months, the school expelled her. Undeterred, Ball dyed her hair blonde, changed her name to Diane Belmont, and began a successful modeling career in New York City. She began to experience pain in her legs, so much so that she could barely walk. Though Ball was just in her 20s, she was diagnosed with a bout of rheumatoid arthritis. After recovering, she was offered a bit role in the chorus of a film. She moved to Hollywood, where she launched an epic film and television career, eventually heading up the first woman-owned studio, Desilu Productions. When we think of a successful person, we likely don't know all the obstacles they had to overcome to get where they are today. The common trait among successful people is perseverance. Rarely does success follow a straight line. As we see in our own lives, we can take one step forward, but then have to take a step sideways or even backward before moving forward again. The dance of life is fraught with missteps, but the message is always the same. Keep dancing. And here's the affirmation. I'll read it once and then, actually, it's just one sentence. I'll read it once myself, and then the second time you can say it along with me. Okay. I step around obstacles and keep dancing to the rhythm of my life. I step around obstacles and keep dancing to the rhythm of my life. Okay, so before I sit down, I want to tell you a little bit about the story of this morning, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, where's LT and did I misread something or whatever? Well, LT Smooth was scheduled to present today, and Stephen, his facilitator, had the intuition that he should check with him just to make sure, he's a busy man, that he didn't forget. And and he called early, like between 6 and 6:30, I think. And well, he texted and then got the response, "Sorry, I can't make it." And then he called, and LT explained he was on his way to the emergency room. Whew. So, but he felt very apologetic, that he couldn't join us. He'd been looking forward to it, and he doesn't like to disappoint people. But he asked Stephen, "Well, could I do it next week?" Well, Stephen said, "Well, someone's already scheduled for next week." Well, then Stephen called to let me know that things were not going according to the brochure. And, but I started, like, I don't know, the things started clicking in my head, and it's like, okay, next week is Drew Womack. Drew Womack is a musician, a composer of music, a good speaker. Well, LT, Drew, maybe they could trade places. And so I first texted and then called Drew, and he says I didn't wake him up, but it was close. But the amazing I thought I was going to be calling him this morning to find out the title of his talk for next week, right? And he told me he had settled on the topic spontaneity. That was before he knew he was going to be asked to spontaneously come a week early. But we are very hopeful that LT will be able to join us next week, and I think we'll do some. We'll invite you all to share in doing a powerful healing prayer, so that whatever is not right with his body will be corrected as soon as possible. And we're so grateful to Drew. I'm going to ask Patty to present his lay of special gratitude.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, yes, I'm so happy you came. Thank you.
This whole thing this morning was actually very inspirational, because it's just like, it just couldn't happen unless there was some kind of divine interplay going on, like it was supposed to be. And later, we will know the truth and the best for LT, and you're welcome to join in on that. Usually we also now start out with a morning prayer, and then I say a little bit about the history of New Thought. And today I'd like to just pass that role and start out with a little bit about what New Thought is about, and like the history. And I think we're all here today because, well, we like music, and we're interested in being happy, how to feel more peace and meaningfulness in our lives. And we come together here to help discover who we really are, and kind of like, well, why the heck am I even here on this planet? What's going on? And at New Thought, we do honor all the different spiritual disciplines from around the world, new ones and ancient ones, as long as they all lead to the recognition of oneness, and that everything is all one, and we're connected, and there's really just one, period. This particular New Thought Center started out in Kailua, Kona, in about 1971, in a different location in Kailua. And at first it was a science of mind church, religious science. And we still have the New Thought roots are still kind of in religious science. But the more you study all the different spiritual religions, you realize how much the same they are, that they're all leading to the same point. Like, when you change your thinking, you change your life, you change the world. And this is a sanctuary of aloha for all the different people, and everybody's welcome here. And I don't remember, what was the date when we first moved to this location? About 2002?
It was right before the change of the millennium. I think the autumn of '99.
So that was just like new changes, new thought. And one of my favorite things is about what New Thought is. It's like, I sort of like to rename it as No Thought, because all the different traditions end up like, you have to learn to still your mind. You have to focus, learn to focus on and being quiet, and just not trying to multitask your mind, but just be here now. And at New Thought, we offer many opportunities to do that in the way of classes like yoga and Tai Chi. Um, and we also have volunteer opportunities for people that are free, like you can learn to focus your mind while you're mopping the floor, sweeping, and helping clean up in general. So welcome to New Thought. Um, now we're going to do take a little time out to practice that discipline of focusing our minds and being still. So it helps a lot if you get comfortable and put your feet on the floor and sit up straight and just be willing to be here, noticing your breathing. Almost all the meditation, everything seems to come back to the breath, like the inspiration of the breath as it comes in and goes out. And it's like, oh, does that have something to do with the word of inspiration? Interesting concept. So if you want or not, close your eyes and take that big, deep breath. And when you let it out, it'll be out through the throat of ah. So breath in together. Ah. Another breath. Ah. And just let it all go and just try to be here and notice your breathing. We're just going to do this for a minute and I'll ring the chimes when it's time to come back. Thank you. Whew. Thanks for coming back. I don't know, did any of you notice like, oh, was it actually difficult not to go off somewhere in your own mind? Like when I practice, like if I go, oh, if I can really pay attention to 20 breaths without forgetting what I'm doing pretty good. And speaking of doing good, Drew, would you embellish us with another tune? Okay. I like the enthusiasm. That's fun. I like the enthusiasm.
Yeah, well, spontaneity is something that I'm pretty good at actually as a rule, but sometimes planned spontaneity is kind of nice. But I know that Pasha, she has to plan ahead for, what's going to happen here. It must be quite a adrenaline rush for your presenter musician to tell you that at 6:30 in the morning that they're not going to be able to make it. That you have to call Mr. Spontaneity. and he has to dream up something. People always asking me, what's my plan? Like, I bought a church in South Kona about 1986. They go, what's your plan? I said, I don't have a plan. I have fantasies and options. And my fantasy basically is to have as much fun as possible and make the most out of whatever this church is possible of doing. And that's the fantasy. And the options are dealing with everyday life and what's going to happen. You never know. I don't have plans. I think plans are like, they kind of like an obstacle in my road. Sometimes I do them just because I know it ain't going to happen. I mean, you can have kind of a blueprint for things, like your basic what's going to happen in the next 10 years. But I had a friend that used to ask me, what are you going to be doing in 10 years? And I go, I have no idea. And then he died a couple of years later. But he had it all planned out for 10 years. I don't know. I don't even know how that even, I'm trying to work up that something in this little talk is going to lead into a song. I have no idea what that is. But we are going to try it anyway. I'm just going to do a good morning song here. This is a song that every morning's a good morning in Kona. It's the most amazing place. I like New Zealand. New Zealand is just, I traveled there and I bought a church in New Zealand. What's the plan? I don't have one. I'm just going to have fun having a church in New Zealand. You can give auditions for altar girls. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with a church, people don't realize. But I always loved Kona. Kona's where I live. I live here now. I'm going to live here the rest of my life. But every once in a while, it's kind of fun to shake it up. I think I'll sing my Kona song. This is a Kona song I wrote about Ho'okena Beach. And one of my first experiences here in Hawaii. And how I met Hawaiians. It's called Ho'okena Aloha. Sing about the valley of Waipio, lovely work of Mother Nature's hand. Water falling just outside of Hilo, the beaches of the many-colored sand. I love the rolling hills of Waimea, Kalapana, where the fiery rivers flow. Out in Kona, where the weather's always mellow, where most of the fishermen go. I was down at the beach in Ho'okena, the only haole to be found. I walked up to a table full of mean-looking local dudes. They looked up and said, "Hey, bro, you like one beer? Sit down." I drank their beer, we talked story. Took me riding in their outrigger canoe. Taught me how to bait my hook to catch the ahi. Just like their daddies taught him to. They took me home to meet their family. Fed me loud, plenty of brew. Played music till late in the evening. To the same, falling on the old tin roof. This song is for the brothers of Okina, and brothers of Aloha everywhere. Hollow for the kindness that you showed me, the hospitality when I was there. So if you hail it to Hawaii, you see all the beauty that is there. Don't miss out on the very special beauty living in the hearts of people living there. Yeah,
Unbelievable. Great. It's
I heard a voice.
just touches with meaningfulness.
Steve! What a relief.
Yes, that was totally acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond great.
Now,
So you're a funny guy.
Hmm?
You're a funny guy, and it's just like you bring the whole vibe up every time.
funny
It's a
guy.
pleasure.
Did you ever see that movie Goodfellas?
I'm not that old.
It's a mob movie. The guy goes, funny how? Who do you think I'm funny? No, I was just kidding. Being funny, I mean, it's funny. I think life is funny.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it's
almost everything's funny. I mean, it's like,
if you never lighten up,
it's
you'll
hard
never.
to see humor in some things, but overall, it's like, what next?
Right. If you don't lighten up, you'll never get enlightened.
Yeah, right.
Right. Speaking of, so
Enlightened up.
just
I think God's got a sense of humor.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, God.
so what did one DNA say to the other DNA, Drew?
I didn't hear that. I've got kind of
Okay.
bad hearing.
What did one DNA say to the other
Well,
DNA?
no wonder I didn't hear that. I don't.
Do you think these genes make me fat?
Yeah, I didn't hear that either. Actually,
Okay. We should probably quit. What are we doing?
you're supposed to be. It's Spontaneous Day.
Are there any new people here today for the very first time? You
Oh.
raise your hand.
Cool. Cool.
And you want to check this up? Yeah, if you are willing, you could just say your name and why you came. And
My name
there
is
you go.
Darlene, and I came with my friend Shelba, and she has been here before.
Thanks for sharing. And where are you from?
Well, I live in down close to right below you, right. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay.
Thanks.
I work at the hospital, and I live way down south.
Oh,
And yes, nice to be here. I'm enjoying myself very much.
you know that's always good to hear. Over here, and do hold the mic way down here.
Hi, I'm Rosemary, and that's Bruce. And we came because we heard about it from Kai. We did yoga this week, and we like to be spontaneous.
Was the music great?
Hmm
Yeah.
We're from British Columbia.
Or was there anyone else? Hi.
Jean Gibson. I'm visiting Beth. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Glad you're all here. Welcome. Now what? Oh,
Why don't you explain how we do our for people that might want, you know, how we do this instead of that? For people that might wonder what the heck.
well,
Well, yeah, you've got your.
I was going to give it to Jean, let her explain, but you thought we'd do the sign language thing for applause. And that's why maybe you don't hear people, yay, after Drew plays a song. So this is showing appreciation.
Also looks like kind of like a holdup, you know.
It's like-
You like that, huh? Oh. You know, that's like the airplane shuffle, you know, going through the thing. Yeah.
I also like that we send energy out of our hands. I never mentioned this, but you know, it's a really wonderful way to send energy to people. So yes, we're doing that's another way to applause, but we're also taking it to an energetic level.
Okay, moving on right along. What happens to an illegally parked frog when it gets towed away? Ooh. Okay. Let's move on to. You've only done one song before you speak. And I think you should do two. Well, but after Miracles, they do the introduction. So
Oh, we
would you please play us
Oh, okay.
another?
I got one.
I bet you have more than one. Play something spontaneous.
You know, when we're born, I don't know when I was born. I mean, but I hear I was pretty spontaneous when I was a kid. I think we all are kind of spontaneous when we're kids. And I think, I mean, this is going to lead into this song, right? So, anyway, I think children are like messengers from God. And I think if everybody was raised like the Dalai Lama, you know how the Dalai Lama, they don't try to teach him. And, I mean, they teach him stuff, but they're basically in awe of his wisdom from the time he's a little child. I think we need to be in awe of our little children and listen to what they have to tell us, what message that they were brought here to share with us. There's a kid inside of me that is longing to be free. There's a kid inside of you that longs to be free too. Let him dance, let him sing, hear him smile at everything, hear him laugh, watch him play. Let him take your cares away. There's a child inside us all trying to break free, tearing down the wall between you and me, wanting us to play together so we all can see how we fit in this puzzle of life, you and me. We search the whole world over, every mountain, ocean too, never finding the one you search for, that child inside of you. Let him dance, let him sing, see him smile at everything, hear him laugh, watch him play. Let him take your cares away. There's a child inside his home trying to break free, tearing down the wall between you and me, wanting us to play together so we all can see how we fit in this puzzle of life, you and me.
Would you be willing to do a
Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Because I like to bring this part up about that song. And the very last part is how we fit in this puzzle of life. Because life's a puzzle. It's a lot of things. It's a journey. But relationships to me are like a big jigsaw puzzle. Like, have you ever put together a big jigsaw puzzle? Frustrating sometimes. Sometimes one of the pieces is missing. But in that jigsaw puzzle, you're a piece of that puzzle. And there's a certain amount of, there's only a few pieces that actually fit next to you. They may look like they fit next to you, but they're actually part of the blue sky that's over here, right? Not the blue sky that's around your little piece. So to me, it helped me kind of sort out feelings about relationships with people that I didn't feel that they fit next to me. You know, it doesn't mean that they're any less than important because they fit somewhere in that puzzle, but not next to me. And so you're just wasting your time when you try to make something fit next to you that doesn't fit. So you're better off, honesty, and you let that peace find its own place where it's going to be totally happy and euphoric and you are still looking for the pieces that fit next to you. There's only a few that really fit next to you. So it's just part of that song. It's just a little piece of that song, but it's actually the metaphor to me helps me not feel guilty about, you know, not trying to make a piece fit where it doesn't fit and letting that piece find its own peace
All right.
so we can have peace on earth. But anyway, I don't know why I went into that, but I'm glad I did. It was
We are too.
spontaneous. So
Pe-
where are we, Steve? You're like the
Okay.
what do you call it? Activity director, right?
Yeah. I like the idea of pieces on Earth. Right.
Pieces on.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, pieces, we're going to take time now for miracles and ordinaries. Um, A Course in Miracles says it has a lot of different definitions, actually, that says miracles should be ordinary and that miracles are the translation of some kind of anxiety, a fear, or some lack, either real or imagined, have it be transformed into a realization of truth and abundance. It seems like when we're really happy, then everything is a miracle. Like, wow, that's good. How did that happen? I don't, but that's great. It was really unexpected. And it usually brings some kind of a feeling of inspiration, like there is a divine providence and it's watching out for you. So, are there any folks here today who have a ordinary miracle or a walking on water miracle? Or Gene, please come up to the mic. And maybe everybody else will loosen up.
Okay, testing, testing, testing. Life can be a test, can't it? And I don't know, because the way of the world, I was like, what is my purpose? Yeah, I like to sing, I like to paint, but you know what? Why am I here? Why am I even here? And Libby O'Day came back to the island, and she spoke a couple of weeks ago. So inspirational. The fires brought her back because she had to come back because that's one of the ways she got here. I'm not going to cry, but this woman is such an inspiration, and she started a prayer ministry yesterday. We're going to be studying how to pray and how to help each other through these crazy times and how to get in alignment with our spirits. Because when we're in line with our spirits, we truly are miracles, because that's who we truly are. And when we let the cares of the world and all the news bring us down, we're not helping each other. We're certainly not helping ourselves. So I feel that my prayers have been answered, because now I'm learning how to pray again. And I've learned it before, and I do pray, and I know how powerful it is. And I know how spirit lines us up. I had a dear friend call me last night as my movie got done. I needed some prayers, and I'm like reading it right off the list. Every step I'm learning that I know, and I know that my purpose is to help. And I'm grateful. That's it.
Thank you, Gene, for great. Isn't Jean's energy great? I think maybe next week she'd like to facilitate for LT. Wouldn't you
Yes.
like that?
You can teach that prayer class, Yes.
So,
Aloha, everyone. I'm Pomaikai, and my miracle's in the other room. She's 9 going on 20. We just had a discussion that she's a tween, and it's a little scary place to go from a sweet, innocent, loving, fully open child into a tween, because they're here and then they're here. So it's an interesting experience. And I just wanted to share a little miracle that she created for me. And she brought me in I have a to-do list that's like long and thin. And she had it all filled. It was filled with words. And I looked at the words and I didn't recognize hardly any of them. And then I looked at the top, and then I looked at her and I said, "What is this?" She said, "This is what I want." She said, "You see the first one?" And I said, "Yeah, it says dog." And she says, "And there's 18 more that say dog in different languages, and this is what I want." So she literally took it out to the world that she wants a dog. Problem is, she can't have a dog right now. And a lot of things are starting to change and move in my world, and hers as well. And I have a feeling that within the next year to 2 years, she will have her wish. I don't know how. It's not my job to know how.
Yeah, my dog.
Your dog's too big. He's big. That one that in the picture? He's beautiful.
Actually,
Is
my,
it?
my son brought home 2
Oh.
puppies when I was in New Zealand.
Oh, you have new
So
dogs.
when I arrived home, I had 2 puppies.
Oh.
I call them puddles and piles.
Oh. No explanation needed. And I too am extremely grateful for Libby being present. This is a dream come true for me. I've wanted to do this here at New Thought, offer prayer after service to anyone that wanted it. And we're going to be creating this group, which we're all going to take turns because we're all one and we could all do this. So we're all excited to be doing this together. The group that came together yesterday at 12 people, including Stephen. He can learn things too, even at his age. Yeah, so the group was absolutely magical. It was just incredible just to be in that room with all of those beautiful souls. Things are getting better. Even though it looks like it isn't, things are really getting better everywhere in the world. So that's my miracle.
thank you.
Oh, did you want me to do a prayer?
We're this would be a great time as any,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
To do.
So speaking of prayer, we're going to say a prayer for LT, even though we don't know what's going on. Or even if he went to the emergency room and it wasn't even for him, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. So I'd like to invite you all to just close your eyes, be comfortable, and take a deep breath in and let it out. And just move your awareness into your heart and feel that place in your heart where love lives, and allow that love to grow and expand and fill your whole being. I know that there is only one infinite spirit, infinite source, creator of all that is, that creator of good, of wellness, of wholeness, that infinite, unstoppable, and unfathomable essence. We call God, we call source, we call divine, we call whatever our name is perfect. And we call that source now. We call that spirit now. And we unify with that spirit. We know that we are one with this. It is who we are. We are created from that source. We are one with that source. And in knowing that, we know we're one with all that is, all of creation. And so now we know that for LT, there's a divine presence healing, helping, sourcing, unifying, bringing together all right action, all perfect health, all perfect being. We know that miracles really are ordinaries and that the divine source is always in action in our lives and in the lives of those we love. And knowing that this is true for LT and for myself, I know that I am whole, perfect, and complete, and so is he, and so are we all. And we give thanks for this knowing and for this healing, for we know that it is done, and together we can all say, and so it is.
Thank you for doing that. I forgot to mention about ordinaries and miracles. That everybody who comes up and does that gets a free coconut. But now we're out of coconuts. But if there's anybody else, you could.
Nice coconuts.
And speaking of spontaneity, sometimes we do a question, but I think we'll skip that because actually you could have started 5 minutes ago on doing your thing. So you're the speaker today also. I know you remember that. And you're on. You can do. You can just tell us your great stories, talk story, or you can play more music or anything. Then you own the next half an hour.
Yeah, well, most of my music comes from stories.
Oh, and actually, I would like Pasha to come up and do a short introduction before you get started.
Well, that was spontaneous.
Yeah. Well,
Well, because I probably know more about Drew than most of the people here, but I'm still learning more too. He has many facets to his
Me too.
being. So, but he connected with New Thought, I believe, almost at the same time we moved here, because he doesn't remember coming to our previous meeting place, which was in Keoho. So it must have been around 99.
Yeah.
Because that's when we moved to this, started meeting here. And some of you will remember Jerry Rothstein, or you've heard of him by reputation. He was a real force of nature. And, you know, and he was so excited about Drew. He had discovered this amazing, talented musician. And even though he'd never had any experience as a music promoter, he decided to take on the project. He rented the Aloha Theater and they, worked with Drew, and they made a banner that everybody driving on the road would see this banner about Drew Womack concert. And yeah, so I feel like in a way today is a little bit of a completion of that, because at least some of you maybe wouldn't be here because you might not have name recognition for Drew, but you do for LT. So maybe you came for LT, but you're getting to find out how wonderful Drew is also. And you only have to wait a week for LT, hopefully, with the benefit of that prayer. And yeah. But anyway, Drew's he's so creative. When we had to do services by Zoom, when we couldn't meet in person, I got to see his house, not with my own eyes, but through the screen, because he was at his house and I was at my house being the facilitator. And yeah, and I found, oh, he's an artist too. He paints, so he renovates churches, he paints, he does amazing music. And anyway, I think that's enough. I want to let him talk.
I didn't know I was that wonderful, So it's like, I like New Thought. This is kind of what I think a church should be like. I have these great excuses why I'm not perfect. And one of them, well, I wasn't breastfed. That was a dirty trick. I was raised Catholic. That was a dirty trick. And then you can say COVID, that was a dirty trick. These are all great excuses for not being perfect. And I am not perfect. And that's kind of perfect in its own way. Because then you can be spontaneous and you don't have to worry so much about being perfect. I have some friends that are kind of perfect and they're kind of scary. I don't know really. I'd hate to do something. It's like my wife's truck. I have a truck that's so beat up that people won't park next to me. And it's my favorite vehicle on earth. Very reliable, rugged. I paint, I test out spray cans to see if they've got any paint. That's got paint. No, this one don't have any paint. My wife bought a brand new Toyota truck. She put a bed liner on the bed liner. And then she puts this comforter in the back so we don't scratch the bed liner that's on the bed liner. Perfect trucks they're hard work. And they're just not as much fun as my trucks. It's perfect in its own way. But this, I have nothing to do with this song that I'm going to sing. This song is about kind of, well, it reminded me of New Thought, of why I like New Thought. People come together and it's interactive, I mean, it's not like in a Catholic church, they sing this song. You might be Catholics. I don't know. That's great. Be a Catholic. It's cool. But I'm like, to me, God is really exciting. And God's not his name or her name or whatever name. It's just excitement. It's like the universe. I mean, it's like, how can you be boring when you're talking about the almighty creative force, But Catholic can get pretty dang boring. And I remember as a child, all I was doing was looking up and down the aisles at the different sizes and shapes of butts. I thought, well, that's a nice butt. Oh, I don't know why I get carried away with all this stuff here. But this song is about, I was in the religious science church in Idlewild, California, and they asked me to, and this is the first time I ever was in a religious science church. They asked me to sing some songs in their church. And to me, church was like Catholic, I was like, what do I have that gonna work in the Catholic, but it wasn't about being Catholic. It was about being part of the universe. I mean, New Thought's not about being regimented and, limited by religion. New Thought's about being free. And that's was a real eye opener. And that's why I came to the New Thought here in Kona the first time, because I figured, well, it's not going to be like the other churches. And it's not, I mean, you can be yourself. I've even said things from the audience during a New Thought speech that may not have been appropriate, but nobody seemed to really get that upset about it. I know that once that Pasha was talking about all stuff, good stuff that happens to you when you give stuff during the offering. And I thought, well, that's cool. I raised my hands. I didn't give anything, and I had all kinds of good things happen to me. But it's anyway. That's New Thought's creative, and that's kind of it's an important spiritual thing to be creative and to be spontaneous. But one time they asked everybody to get up at 4:00 in the morning and say a prayer for peace. I know that 4:00 in the morning. And I said, well, why 4:00 in the morning? Well, everybody in the world is going to be saying a prayer for peace at this specific time. And our time is 4:00 in the morning. I go, the person who thought that up, it's probably 10:00 in the morning where they live. So I think I'll just pass on that. But praying for peace is kind of interesting, because in my experience, the only peace that you're ever going to have on this planet is the peace in between your ears. It's the peace of mind that you create by your living, your lifestyle creates a peace of mind. And that's the only real peace that there is. If you don't have that, then you're not going to have peace anywhere else. And if you do have that, you can be at peace in the midst of a storm. You can be at peace anywhere you are if you have peace of mind. And if you do not have, and it's a personal choice. And to me, that's kind of where the justice of peace is. In the midst of chaos, if you work at it, you can have peace of mind in any situation. But it is a test, and it's a moment-to-moment thing. But I wrote this song, and it kind of reminded me of Jerry, and because he picked up on this song, it actually has Jerry in it, and it's called Peace of Mind. There you go. Well, I hear you praying for peace on earth, a fresh beginning, a new rebirth, a brotherhood between all mankind, peace on the planet in our own time. If that all happened, wouldn't that be fine? I'm still going for peace of mind, and maybe some peace in the family, a little tending between my neighbors and me. When I get these things first, well, then I'm headed for peace on earth. Well, Johnny is a Christian and Jerry's a Jew. Muhammad's a Muslim and a good one too. And they're doing their best to be part of God's plan. They bring the peace and love to the fellow man. So we can all live in harmony. As long as you go to the same church as me. I hear you praying for peace on earth. A new beginning, a fresh rebirth. A brotherhood between all mankind. And peace on the planet in our own time. So we can all live in harmony. As long as you go to the chain church as me. There's some peace in the family, a little understanding between my neighbors and me. When I get these things first, well then I'm headed for peace on earth. Yeah, peace on earth don't seem that hard. I know it starts in my own yard. Yo, and the crowd went wild. Should have been. It was amazing. It went. Oh boy, I'm sure people. I actually played somewhere where everybody went wild. Holy cow, was that scary? That was really scary. I'm kind of more the mellow guy. A little bit of a. Where's our activity? I mean, am I continuing my? We got. Okay, well, I'm gonna do another kind of upbeat song. This tune is it. Some people blaming the universe. We play a big blame game for why things don't go in our way or whatever the problem is. They've got an excuse and someone to hurl a blame at, But basically, it's us, It's our own individual journey and how we respond to the stimulus around us, what comes at us, is kind of what determines what our journey is like. And it can be a wonderful journey. Anybody can have a wonderful journey, no matter what the circumstances that are thrown at you. important to find out who you are. Who are you? Who are you? You're the one who makes all your dreams come true. And where are you going to? I said, where are you going to? On your way to make all your dreams come true. That you've got everything you need. Yeah, you got everything you need. And you got to set your own mind free. So who you going to? Who are you? You're the one who makes all your dreams come true. You're the one who makes all your dreams come true. And the crowd went wild. Oh, gee, this is so much more fun than watching the Green Bay Packers play the Rams this morning. Okay. What else did we do today? We still
It's
going?
up to you.
Are we rolling?
You can,
Is it rolling, Bob?
you can keep rolling, or you can stop, or
Well, you're the
love to
one.
hear you
You're the
keep
one.
rolling.
You are the one that sets the parameters, Steve.
okay.
That gives us
You have-
children a place to play.
You have 3 more minutes then.
Oh, okay. Well, we got stuff to do. We got very important messages here. Whoa. How did that work out? Oh no. I'm running home. Sometimes you gotta change your perspective. Okay, so where were we? And we're like, I hope you don't mind my spontaneous thing today. It's kind of really is spontaneous, and I had to kind of sometimes if I have a little bit of time to think about it, I screw it all up. So this is kind of like, okay, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna play. I wrote these songs 20 years ago, and I don't know if I still remember them. But see, if I have time, then I can remember them, and then. But sometimes I actually come up with new verses to songs I wrote a long time ago, and that's always kind of fun. Sometimes. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody asks you a question, like that you know the answer to? I mean, like hands down. I mean, I know but you can't think of it. That happens to me when I'm playing sometimes. But it's happened so much that I'm pretty good at flowing with it. Like I did a lot of carpentry, and I'm really good at fixing screw ups because I screw up a lot. So I'm really good at dealing with mistakes. And that comes in handy sometimes. But this song is about when I was a kind of a young man, I decided I didn't really want to work a 9-to-5 job. I mean, I can't think of anything on this planet that I could do 40 hours a week that would be fun. I mean, there's lots of things you can do, but what is it gonna be fun, Because I figure having fun is that's a real high priority. If it ain't fun, I don't want to be there. Because if it ain't fun, you ain't doing it right, for one thing. Everything should have its own, and some things that look like fun to some people may not be fun to somebody else. And I'm really glad it's like that, because there's a lot of things that get done on this planet that need to be done that I don't want to do. So I'm really glad that there's people that think those things are fun. But I hope they think those things are fun and they're not just doing them because they have to. This song it's about doing life because you love it. It's called Labor of Love. Will not sell my time. Time's the only thing I own. Does not clutter my mind. Mind and heart must lead me home. I want my life to be a labor of love. Labor of love. Little children seem to know only love can make them grow. Precious life must be a gift. I know mine must not be so. For my life to be labor of love. Labor of love. Egyptian kings of long ago, how could they ever know labor of love, labor of love. Like the children I will play, will not live my life for pay, will not sell this time I own. Build your pyramids of stone for my life to be labor of love, labor of love. Hey, hey, hey.
We could be a team. I could be the straight man and you could make all the jokes.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Drew, he can sing, he can play, he can write. Well, I mean, a talented guy. Mm, really, and especially if you're casual, letting it all hang out. It's like, it's inspiring. It's like, oh, you know, we all need to, especially me, loosen up. I'm the straight man. But okay. Now's the time for,
Or what?
it's
Give up.
like all kinds of good things are going to come to you if you give. And actually, they come, you deserve them even if you don't. But it's good to be in the flow, to let things pass through you so it can keep coming. It's like the cup thing where if it's too full already, you can't put any more in it. And if you want to drink a lot of water, believe me, you have to let some out. So it's the same with abundance, which comes in all different forms, not just money. So you can give your love, you can give your heart, your talents. It's not just money. But we can use money.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna give you a song during this giving period.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask.
This song is about giving. And the nature of how you give. When you give with a happy heart, you can live with a happy heart. You will know that there is no lack, 'cause love keeps coming back. It's like wishing on a star when you give with a happy heart. Go with the river today, wash all your troubles away, no matter where you go, 'cause you know how to let it flow. Know that you've done your part when you give with a happy heart. No matter where you roam, you will always feel at home. No wishing on a star when you give with a happy heart. Let them flow through you in all that you say and do. You can flow with the river today. Wash all your curls away. Know that you've done your part when you give with a happy heart. It's like wishing on a star when you give with a happy heart. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for the song. Thank you all for your giving. I hope you're happy from giving, and we bless this, or we appreciate this, which is to me the same as blessing something, is you really appreciate the energy you're giving in whatever form you can. And we pass this flow of giving and appreciation and on to the rest of the planet, to the rest of the people. And New Thought does give, and it's all going out into the good places. Thank you. Now we're going to Drew's favorite time where I read announcements. No. Coming up at the New Thought Center of Hawaii. Of course, their Sunday service is at 10 every Sunday in person and by live stream video on YouTube. After, we have free childcare, but reservations for that by Friday, please. Oh, by the way, I'm sure you picked up on it. Today's topic by Drew was spontaneity. It's like we use that word a lot. You're very spontaneous. Coming up on the next week, actually, is going to be LT Smooth. We hope, we pray for his recovery. And he's an amazing person who's also very talented and very giving person. It's amazing how much he wants to give. On the 19th, it's Jennifer Leidy. Is that how you pronounce her name? Leidy. Combing the Old Woman's Hair is her topic, and music by Sakshi Zion. Sakshi's fun. On the 26th, we have Harry Euthane Jim. His topic is Ho'opono, music by Vaboda. Vaboda is great. They're all great. Weekly classes on 4:30, 5:30, Mondays, Tai Chi with Jinan Wang on the lanai, which is $15. Saturday, 9 to 10:30 a.m., we'll be doing our training for the New Thoughts Prayer Ministry. And that's been great. Monthly events, produce giveaway, happening actually all the time today after the service, but you saw what was out there. Please help yourselves. Crystal Bowl meditation is on the second Sunday from 9 to 9:30 in the Hanua room. This is a free event with an option to give, to don't donate. Yeah, and that'll be on the 12th, next Sunday. Then at the end of the month, the next one will be November 26th. Special events coming up with, there is a Thanksgiving interfaith concert at the Lutheran Church. This will be Monday on the 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. And The price of admission is like bring some canned food or make a monetary donation for the Hawaii Food Basket refreshments. Oh, no, that's refreshments afterwards. So it's a charity thing for the Hawaii Food Basket. We're having Thanksgiving dinner at New Thought Center. Drew's invited. 11:23. It's a potluck meal with a turkey provided by New Thought Center of Hawaii. And there's a sign-up sheet on the entry table over here. And that's always fun to come together in appreciation and feast and talking story, enjoying good food. A holiday bazaar via Saturday, December 2nd from 10 to 3 here on the New Thought Lanai. We have service opportunities like I mentioned earlier. You can help out with the holiday events during Thanksgiving and Christmas. The lay minister, you see Jamie McEwen or Patty Wall for details. And these are all practices for focusing your mind and becoming quiet while you're doing it, not being distracted. We have Sunday service volunteer needs for greeters to help set up the room, to help clean up a little afterwards if need be, and technical help. Then, last but not least, potluck help, which will be not till the end of the month to help clean up and organize it. To volunteer help with anything, you can talk to me or Pasha or any other board members. Or in here it says, click to reply to your New Thought Center of Hawaii newsletter. If you want to be on our mailing list, sign the guest book up over here to get a weekly free newsletter, or you can sign up for that on the website, which is www.newthoughtcenterofhawaii.com. And I think Drew has consented to go out to lunch with us afterwards today at this little restaurant right at the top of the parking lot. It's Chinese. They have some vegetarian dishes and all kinds of good stuff. And we'd like to know how many people would like to join us. If you would, you can raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a half a dozen. You're all welcome. Thank you. And are there any other New Thought announcements? Please come on up. Or use that one. That's good.
Okay. Jen Lighty, who's going to be a Sunday presenter, is doing a workshop on November 25th, 2:30 to 4:30. And she's calling it the Silver Apples of the Moon, the Golden Apples of the Sun. And it's for a love offering.
Well, thank you. That was important. Well, I think we're finished right on time. 2 minutes late, but nobody's counting, right? And so we could all stand up and do our closing song, Hawaii Aloha. The lyrics are up here on the wall, so you can kind of mumble along. So